the Chief Minister, and of course, we also have Minister Iqbal who is also joining us as a resource person. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is a position paper in support of the law proposing the inclusion of the province of Sulu in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao as provided under Republic Act number 11054. To quote the words of Chief Minister Ahod B. Ibrahim, Sulu is not only an essential component of the Bangsamoro by virtue of law, but also by its deep historical and cultural ties to the Bangsamoro identity and struggle. The Bangsamoro will never be the same without Sulu and its people. The inclusion of Sulu as one of the provinces of the BARM is a matter of both historical and political importance. As a province that has long been integral to the social, cultural, and historical tapestry of Mindanao, Sulu's reintegration in the BARM offers an opportunity for strengthened peace, stability, development, and greater political empowerment. Sulu has historically been a key player in the cultural and political landscape of Mindanao. Prior to the establishment of the Philippine set of national and regional government, the Sulu archipelago was part of the Sulu Sultanate, an Islamic state that was recognized as an independent entity until the late 19th century. The Sultanate was one of the pillars of Muslim governance in the Philippines, with Sulu being a key center of power. On the socio-economic context, Sulu is one of the poorest provinces in the Philippines, with many of its residents facing challenges such as poverty, lack of access to education, inadequate healthcare, and poor infrastructure. Inclusion in BARM would provide the province with increased access to development funds, projects, and programs that are aimed at fostering regional development. By being part of BARM, Sulu would benefit from economic policies and investment incentives designed to foster growth in Mindanao, including investments in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and agriculture. With respect to other benefits to Sulu, one of the fundamental goals of the BARM is to provide the Bangsamoro people with self-governance, allowing them to make decisions that reflect their local needs and aspirations. When Sulu will become part of BARM, it would provide Sulu with a stronger representation in the political process, allowing its citizens to elect leaders who truly understand their cultural, social, and economic realities. This political empowerment is crucial in creating a more democratic and inclusive environment for the people of Sulu. Moreover, be it recalled that Sulu is the birthplace of the Moro National Liberation Front and stronghold of its leadership. Sulu has been in the forefront of the Bangsamoro struggle. Their representation in the Bangsamoro government as a member of the parliament ensures that the sacrifices of its people are honored through meaningful political inclusion. Mr. Chair, the yes votes during the plebiscite on January 21, 2019 showed 163,526 votes winning over the no votes with 137,630 votes. The 25,896 difference, while material in winning the plebiscite, due to plurality of votes principle in a democratic country, the effects deeply affected the lives of not only those who voted against, but also those who voted for inclusion. Rather than keeping the separation, efforts should be directed towards strengthening connection and avoiding political division, which will fuel skepticism towards the Moro struggle. So, Mr. Chair, we therefore strongly advocate for the inclusion of Sulu in BARM, recognizing the province's integral role in the broader Bangsamoro development and its potential for a peaceful, prosperous, and self-determined future. Thank you very much.
Before we leave the topic on with the BARM government, they have the floor now. We just ask sa Bangsamoro government kasi yan nga ang hinanakit ng mga mayors doon at ni governor. Ano ba ang naibigay ninyo sa Sulu this last 5 years when the BARM government started receiving their black grant? Can you enumerate? Kasi sabi nga na wala yung classroom hiram-hiram. yung housing, poste lamang. Could you give also an answer to that? Kasi kawawa naman talaga sila kung wala silang natatanggap. O pati may unfilled items na teacher. So just to play fair so that you can also answer the message of the good governor earlier.
Mr. Senator, we don't have it right now, but we can provide this honorable body with the data and also copy furnish the province.
Siguro nandiyan naman yung mga tao ninyo. For the record, kasi dito nasa ano tayo na yun, nasa hearing, instead of copy furnishing us paper later on, so you can put it out in the hearing today. Ano ba ang nabigay natin? Meron naman siguro kayong numbers no binigay nyo sa Sulu the last 5 years from the block grant. Maybe you can give even rough estimates.
Yes, Mr. Senator, para hindi po ako maging inaccurate, I would ask for time so you can contact the Minister of Finance. But in the meantime, Mr. Chair and Mr. Senator, Minister Iqbal would also like to speak if that is
Yes,
allowed.
Mr. Iqbal, you're recognized.
Thank you very much. And of course, with the permission of the Chief Minister, very brief lang po. Kasi nabanggit po ng Honorable Governor ng Sulu, Honorable Governor sa Kurtan, yung sa education po. I just cite 3 huge buildings po. Ang isa po yun sa Haji Buto School of Arts and Trade. Meron po kaming building doon na 40 million po, more or less. It cannot be exact because I don't have the data, the record right now. Sa Haji Buto School of Arts and Trade, which was established during the American regime, meron po kaming building doon na napakalaki po, about 40 million po ang halaga. At saka kasalukuyan po, meron po kaming cover call po na malaki rin po. Then sa Lapag po, sa Siasi po, meron po kami more or less 40 million din po, building po. Then pagkatlo po sa Division of Sulu, meron po kami more or less mga 40 million. At saka marami po kami several signature school buildings po throughout Sulu po. Marami po pong iba pero I don't have the exact record right now. I'm just citing yung 3 pong malalaking building po sa galing po sa Ministry of Basic Higher and Technical Education. Maraming salamat po.
Yes, Sir.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes po.
Sir, tama po yun si Minister Iqbal. Sir, one time he came to visit me. Sinabi niya, this is mga classroom natin. Sabi ko, sir, why don't we bigyan natin ng dignidad ang edukasyon? Education is the future and health is life. Oo, yan ang dalawang very, very crucial yan. If you want to develop a smart society, a smart tao natin dito. Bakit tayo gagawa pa ng one story, 2 classroom, 3 classroom, 2 classroom, 3? Why don't you build at least 2 stories? 10 classroom, 15 classroom, 12 classroom. Ganon dapat 18 classroom or wala. Anong kuan natin? Make our young people very proud to come to that school. They have been deprived for so many decades with so much funds like the Black Grant. Sabi nga ni Minister, 40 million, 40 million, 40 million. 5 years na tayo or 6 years na tayo. Black Grant, 70 billion, 80 billion, 90 billion, 100 billion. Can you imagine if all of the regions would get that much? No region ever in the Philippines have that much funds from the national government. And yet, we are only getting so little. Yan lang. Sa totoo lang. Another. Di ba, Chairman? Ang sabi ko, bakit naman yung pondo natin, hindi natin pinilapan ang mga items like the education. 1,700 items left for several years unfilled. And yet, we require so many teachers Teachers in our province, especially outside of the town of Holo, high school and elementary, mga 70% are contractual or volunteer teachers. And who are these volunteer teachers? These are who did not pass the examination. Kasi ang kaya lang ng LGU ng mga barangay ay mabigyan ng 3,000, 5,000, 7,000. Kaya nagmo-moonlighting itong mga ano. One time I visited a school in my own hometown, in Maimbong. Tita ko afternoon, bakit kayo hindi nakaupo lang kayo, wala kayong teacher. Saan ang teacher? Pumunta pa sa Holo. Students, yung pupils ang naghihintay sa teachers, walang teachers. About 70%. Can you imagine? Our people will become backward again. Oo, after 5 years, 10 years. So ako, totoo, I want to see a very smart generation of Kausug. I want to be like the rest. Kaya ngayon, so many people are suggesting that we invite investors because of the potential for tourism ng Sulu. But I said, no, you have to regulate even investors. You do not allow just anyone to come in and buy properties and you become squatters in your own area. You must protect your environment, protect your culture, because your culture is intertwined with religious practices, with religious teachings. Kaya kami very protective. If you hear me or you see me being protective, because I value so much our identity. Because I tell them, without identity, you are like or worse than a dead man. Wala kang identity, no matter how rich, no matter how powerful. You lose that, you are gone. You are nobody. Kaya sabi ko, be proud that you are a Tausug. Oh, yan, sir, ang ano namin. Hindi sa ayaw namin. But I cannot sacrifice the future of my people. But even if we say that it was negligible, the margin, it was still a margin. I assure you, you do it alone for one province, I can assure you, if you get 20%, I will resign. 20% lang, muwag lang. Garner 20%, I will resign. But sigurado ako, 90% of our people will say, no. Ayaw na namin. We want to be alone. In fact, we do not even want to be attached to any of the regions. We just want to be under the national government. The other week, I went to see the executive secretary, the USEC, si USEC Aguinaldo was there. Sabi ko, we want to be alone, operating as a province. Kasi way back, before martial law, kanya-kanya tayo. Sabi ni ES, but you are still governed by the local government code. Oh, sabi ko, yes, but local government code is local government. And local government is the president's extension, office of the president's extension. So, pag gusto ni presidente, pwede yan. We can be under the office of the president. Make it na, natin, yung pilot area natin. Papakita natin, we will be better than so many other provinces. I promise you that. So thank you. Maraming salamat, sir.
Thank you. I would like to ask UPAPRO, wala si Secretary, siguro si Yusek David Diciano.
Yes, sir.
So ano pong tingin niyo po dito sa what will be the situation now? Ang ano kasi natin dito, our aim really for the passage of the Bangsamoro Organic Law, of course, historically kasama nga po yung Sulu, of course, sa mga struggle, yan po yung nagsimula. Ngayon po ang sabi kasi parang magninigob na now that Sulu is excluded, baka in the future, mamaya isipin ng ibang groups doon na hindi yung kami sinama dyan eh. Baka mamaya hindi ba yan posible na magsimula na naman ng secessionist movement in the future, no? Not I'm saying now. Baka sabihin, some might think that they are not part, parang ayaw nyo kami isama eh. So, sige po, ang opinion po ng UPAPRO.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be reading a 3 pages OPA position, sir. Again, good morning to everyone. First of all, I thank the Senate Committee on Local Government chaired by the Honorable Senator Joseph Ejercito for inviting us to this hearing and allowing us to share our agency's perspectives on today's topic of discussion. At the onset, please allow our office to respectfully state its position. We firmly believe that adherence to the principles of justice, inclusiveness, and democracy are the cornerstones of a just and lasting peace. As the office mandated to manage, direct, integrate, and supervise the implementation of the comprehensive Philippine peace process, the OPA Pro fully supports the passage of Senate Bill 295, which proposes the inclusion of Sulu in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Please allow me to explain to you, honorable senators, the reasons behind OPA Pro's position. The inclusion of Sulu in BARM is not only a territorial realignment, it is a reaffirmation of the Bangsamoro people's collective aspiration for peace, development, and self-governance. The Tausug people, being one of the major Moro ethno-linguistic tribes in Sulu, are undoubtedly an integral part of the United Bangsamoro's identity, culture, and history. Throughout history, the Tausug have been at the forefront of the Bangsamoro people's pursuit for genuine peace. The OPA Pro believes that it is in the best interest of our country, most especially the Bangsamoro people, to ensure that our Tausug brothers and sisters will continue to reap the dividends of peace, in which they have made a significant contribution to. The inclusion of Sulu into the BARM for over 5 years, from 2019 to 2024, is allowed the province to harness its huge economic potential. Aside from the internal revenue allotment received by LGUs, Sulu has also been the recipient of various programs and projects from the Bangsamoro government through its annual BRAC grant and Special Development Fund. It is also worth noting that Sulu was declared free from the Abu Sayyaf group 2 years ago. This was a major milestone for Sulu, as it ushered a new era of peace in the province that allowed for genuine socioeconomic growth and development to take root and flourish. However, with the exclusion of Sulu from the BARM, the province may lose the access to critical development programs of the Bangsamoro regional government, as well as lost the ability to generate local revenues. In order to caution the possible impact of Sulu's exclusion from the BARM, the national government, through the Intergovernmental Relations Body, is currently crafting Sulu's transition plan. Through this effort, we hope to reassure the people of Sulu that even if their province is no longer a part of the BARM, they will always be a part of the larger Bangsamoro community, and that the national government will continue to provide them with essential services. The OPA Pro believes that the Senate's measure to integrate Sulu in the BARM offers the province another opportunity to continue reaping the gains of the Bangsamoro peace process and to benefit from the BARM's institutions, programs, and policies. The OPA Pro therefore extends its full support to the Senate Bill number 295 on the inclusion of the province of Sulu in the BARM. Senate Bill number 2915 is a bill that fully supports the Bangsamoro, the peace process, and the vision of bringing sustainable and inclusive development to the Bangsamoro people. If this legislative measure is passed, the OPAPRO proposes an intensified information campaign encouraging people to vote for the inclusion of Sulu in the BARM. This move is crucial in protecting the integrity of all Bangsamoro peace agreements, ensuring political stability in the region, and fostering inclusive economic growth. Once again, thank you very much for allowing us to share our views. Maraming salamat. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Yusek David Diciano. Yes.